What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi and welcome back to Courtside Financial. Yesterday somebody asked me, Obi, why is NIO down? Why is NIO having all this good news but not having a run or not climbing at all? So we're going to be talking about that, and then we're going to be talking about two pieces of news that just came out today about NIO towards the very end. And if you're not in NIO, this video is still going to be useful for you to watch if you're invested in like growth or tech stocks at all. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any videos, and make sure you hit that like button because it really does go a long way in helping out the channel. Lastly, if you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, make sure you click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. When you open up your new brokerage account, you'll receive one free stock valued anywhere from $2.50 to $250. And when you make that initial deposit of $100 or more, you'll receive another free stock, and this free stock will be valued anywhere from $8 to $1,600. Lastly, cryptocurrency is now available on WeBull, so you can trade cryptocurrency on the platform with zero commission. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about NIO. It's currently 10 a.m. Eastern time here in Texas, and the stock is currently trading at $38.72. It is up 3.85% as for the day as of right now. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, why is NIO not rising with this flurry of good news that we received over the past 2 weeks? A lot of people only watch NIO, they don't watch the market, and NIO trades on the New York Stock Exchange, so it's not immune to whatever's going on in the equity market. Like I said, whatever happens in the market is also going to affect NIO. I know that 2020 was a lot of people's first year into the market. You know, Robinhood had a record amount of customers, Charles Schwab had a record amount of customers, WeBull had a record amount of customers. More people than ever were invested in the stock market. That's also due to fintech making it so easy for new market participants. But long story short, every year is not going to be a 2020. Sometimes the market can trade flat for an entire year. Sometimes the market can yield a negative return for the year. So you can't have the expectation that stocks are only going to go up. And you shouldn't be investing any money that you can't afford to lose. And you shouldn't be investing in growth stocks if you can't stomach the volatility as well. Even though I mentioned that NIO trades on the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE, NIO is a growth or tech stock, and I use the NASDAQ as an indicator of growth and tech stocks, which have been absolutely hammered compared to value stocks. So the information I'm talking about today might change as the day goes on, but long story short, what I'm talking about shouldn't change too much within a day. So back in February, the NASDAQ was at 14,095. Today, as I'm speaking, it's at 13,781. Now you might say, Obi, that's only a 2.2% decrease. It doesn't make sense why NIO would be trading at where it's at today. Well, individual stocks are not the broader market or an index. They are much more volatile. So a 2% decrease in the NASDAQ can lead to a 6 to 10% decrease or more in an individual stock. And when you're talking about growth stocks, the volatility is even more increased. So that 2.2% decrease is not good for the short term. So I told you guys back in February, the NASDAQ was at an all-time high of 14,095. Well, back in February 9th to be exact, NIO was trading at $62.84. Stocks still require optimal market conditions to really have a run. So when you hear all these guys throwing out these price targets for NIO, it's important that you don't get caught up in the noise and you really understand what's going on. That's why I rarely throw out short-term price targets, because the market is very hard to predict. Experts have a hard time predicting the market as well. So what makes me think that I can sit on YouTube and throw out a price target and get it right every time? Warren Buffett even said something to the tune of, while the market might be advantageous to be able to predict, I certainly can't predict the market. And I'll run that clip for you guys actually.
You still watch things like railcar loadings very closely.
I watch everything. But I don't do it to make specific investment decisions. But I enjoy it. I mean, I want to know what's going on. But I also don't think that I can make money by predicting what's going to go on next week or next month. I do think I can make money by predicting what's going to happen in 10 years.
So we've established that growth and tech stocks aren't really doing so hot right now. There seems to be a lot of sideways chop in the NASDAQ. Now, the next thing here has to do with the chip shortage. Forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, but Li Xiao, Deputy Secretary General of the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, previously expected the shortage of automotive chips to be eased in another 6 months, but now he expects the time to be extended to 9 months to a year. Don't you think that something like this is going to reduce investor confidence in not only the automotive market, but the EV market as a whole? An automotive expert expects the chip shortage to persist for 9 months to a year. Short-term headwinds, they don't last forever. That's why the best thing for me that I can do is go long on stocks. Now, imagine if I was making short-term calls, YOLO options, or if I was on margin, I'd be screaming right now. It's just not a good look, and it's not practical. NIO is down about 23% the last 3 months. Tesla is down about 9% the last 3 months. XPeng is down about 13% the last 3 months. So it's not just NIO, it's the entire EV market here. On this channel, we focus on fundamentals. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, the long-term picture for NIO is just getting better and better. They reached a milestone of 100,000 vehicles to roll off the production line, and they're growing in the right way. The margin increased all the way from Q1, which was around -7%, all the way to +17% by Q4 2020, the end of 2020, all in a year. So the vehicles are becoming more profitable and demand is increasing over a longer period of time. In my opinion, fundamentals will always have their day. Buy and hold if you're in great companies has always been a great strategy. But the problem here is that most people can't execute on this strategy, and it's hard. Volatility isn't an easy thing to deal with, but markets are cyclical. What goes up must come down and vice versa. So 2 things to talk about today as far as NIO news. William Li said that reaching 500 battery swapping stations built by the end of the year is a conservative goal. Now, as I mentioned when I reported on NIO's March delivery numbers, that great Chinese companies, as part of the culture which I'm learning about, is to under-promise and over-deliver. Now, they might not always hit their goal. It's business. Things happen. That happens with any company. Sometimes they fall short of their goal. But to me, I have a lot of respect for the management team at NIO. Next thing here is that the world-class smart electric vehicle park, which was supposed to be co-built by NIO and the Hefei government, will begin construction on April 29th, which is the end of the month. That sounds like fundamentals are continuing to improve, and I'll run the clip from when I talked about it last to catch everybody up on that. NIO announced that they would be building a world-class smart electric vehicle park with the help of the Hefei government. NIO made the Hefei government a lot of money. Like I mentioned, their stake will be reduced to around 10%, but it gets better because the government's actually reinvesting money back into NIO to help them out. This industrial park will have NIO at the core, but it will also support the EV sector in general. It will provide comprehensive assistance across all sectors. And I see this as something that's very bullish. I'll get to that in a second, but this is what I really like about NIO. They do an amazing job at leveraging their strategic partnerships so that they don't exhaust their own capital. We think about previous ventures that they went into with the Hefei government, like the partnership with Hefei Charge to build like the battery swapping stations. So NIO isn't actually putting up all the capital for those battery swapping stations. A lot of people are saying like the battery swap is going to be way too costly here on YouTube, but you have to understand that NIO isn't building all of those on their own. They are building a fair amount, of course, but I also have separate thoughts on that I can probably talk about in another video. On top of that, NIO partnered up with State Grid to build some battery swapping stations and charging stations. So I could go on and on. There's a long list of partners that NIO has, but they really do leverage their strategic partnerships so that they don't have to do everything on their own and put so much of a burden on themselves. And that's exactly what's happening here with the Hefei government and this smart electric vehicle park. More ownership in the business, they got built out, and they're still getting a lot of government support. This support could help with manufacturing, R&D, marketing, whatever the case may be. So if you ask me, William Li has played his cards very well. William Li said that the ultimate goal for NIO is to eventually reach 1 million vehicles delivered per year. We would expect that to come with increased margins, and when we get to that point, which is far, far, far down the road, that's going to be an amazing day for NIO Long. So don't let the volatility shake you out of the market. Don't invest any money that you can't afford to lose. These are things that I live by. And obviously none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion and how I view the market, because a lot of people can view the market in a lot of different ways. But I want to share my experience and my research with you guys. So that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. And as always, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video.